Hey guys, Gozyuger with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the action hero Wild GozyuWolf from No.1 Sentai Gozyuger. This is an articulated and posable action figure of GozyuWolf's power-up form and includes one accessory. So, let's get started. And here we have Wild GozyuWolf, so let's take a closer look. Starting off, we can see that he's now mainly red and gold with a lot more gold than before, and almost no traces of black outside of the visor and helmet. Speaking of the helmet, you can see a lot more markings. You can see that there's some extra bits that flare out from the sides. The shoulders have gotten a lot spikier. You can see that the normally black center of the chest ring has now been filled in gold. Got some nice lines going on the suit. You can see extra bits hanging off of the shoulders, as well as some golden toes. Still, of course, has the Tsumega buckle. And though it's not as painted on the back, some of the paint from the legs did continue back here. Articulation-wise, got left and right movement at the head, as well as a little bit of up and down. Arms go in and out, forward and back. Obviously, these are stacked pieces, so they do affect how much you can move the arms. You have a bicep rotation, same joint at elbows, wrist rotation. You have a good ab crunch, which allows for a little bit of side-to-side rotation. Let's go forward and back, in and out. You do have an extending joint to allow for a little extra articulation there. Pretty deep single joint knees, and ball joint ankles. For his accessory, he comes with the Orca Booster 5050, done up here in all red plastic. If we took a closer look, we can see it is very highly detailed. You can see all the little details on the face and the body, coming down to the details on the trigger, and you can see the little details on the back of the ring too. Just not as detailed on the bottom, but that's honestly perfectly okay. Of course, can grip it in either one of these hands. However, this is where the figure slightly falters, because as you've seen from the deluxe toy last time, it has a very curved grip. However, the actual hands for the Action Hero series are a straight grip, so basically he has to be holding it in such a way that it's not going to be pointed forward when his arm is parallel. Which honestly can't be helped, but at the very least it's nice that he can hold on to his accessory. And then for a little comparison, here is Wild GozyuWolf next to the original GozyuWolf. So we can see that the helmet now definitely does look more imposing, and actually even see that the ears grow compared to the normal version. You can definitely see how much more imposing it looks to have the shoulders, or at least the kind of claws, go up above the shoulders, not just come down towards the center. And it definitely also is a lot more, stand out to have this part be fully filled in rather than all black. And then you can see that rather than just some cases where the details were changed from red to gold, they did also add in additional bits of gold markings to make it stand out more. You can see that this is basically a bigger version of the original gauntlets, and same thing for the nails on the boots. And it's definitely more notable to be able to see the proper details on the feet with these parts being painted in, and then having that contrast between the red and gold rather. And just on a personal note, just the way I see it, even though it's probably unintentional, Wild GozyuWolf very much does kind of give me Iron Man vibes, for the fact that he's primarily this really bold red colored in with a lot of gold added onto it. One of the nice things about having both the GozyuWolf and Wild GozyuWolf figures is that it does allow you to more properly replicate the show and have him be wielding both the Orga Booster 50/50 and the Tega Sword, which is fully compatible. And honestly does kind of help enhance the look of the figure, beyond just what you get out of the packaging. And there we go. So yes, I know this was a pretty short review, but that is kind of why I normally, as you've seen in the past, have been reviewing multiple action hero figures at once. However, you know, it's just been a little bit of an awkward way that this line's been releasing, where I personally haven't gone for any of the previous Red, you know, Universe Warrior action hero figures, and obviously we're still not going to get like last two members of the main Gozyuger team until about the end of the month, so it's just been an odd way they've been doing this. But regardless of that, this is definitely a solid figure. Again, as we've seen with the previous entries, it really does capture the details very well with a lot of nice paint articulation, obviously limited just by the figure design, which is also part of the suit design. But regardless of that, you can still get some pretty cool poses out of these figures, and of course it comes with an accessory. And it is nice to finally have a Gozyuger figure that comes with an accessory that isn't just the Tega Sword, because as you saw, if you happen to have a separate figure, you can take your Tega Sword from that and add it onto this, so you can finally have an action hero Gozyuger who is wielding two different weapons, and that definitely does add on to it. So if you enjoy this power form, I can definitely recommend this because, just personally speaking, this is a very cool form and very dynamic in its look, especially compared to the original GozyuWolf. Next time I will actually be reviewing the action hero Goju Eagle and Goju Unicorn, but obviously when they come out. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KRS50, riding off.